very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the Bucks County Curling Club here in Warminster, Pennsylvania, where today we have the finals of the 2023 Golden Magnet Bonspiel. Featured today on our championship game is Team O'Donnell versus Team Clouser. The Golden Magnet Bonspiel was started in 2017 as a celebration of our transition to having dedicated ice. Dedicated ice, those of you not familiar with it, is ice that is dedicated solely to curling. Formerly here at Bucks, we did share our ice with hockey, but we've been Zamboni free since 2015, and I believe we started it that year. Might have started in 2016. The trophy's behind me. I can't tell you right now, but we've been annually having this Bonspiel at our club every year since. I'm Dave Schmel, wishing you a very pleasant good morning, and I'm happy to be bringing you the action. And with that bell, we're going to start the ages-old ceremony of piping out our participants out on the ice. Our participants are lining up right now in the warm room, ready to get piped down the ice by our piper, Tom Jolly. I'll be following along with the chat. If you're not familiar with curling, feel free to ask me a question. I'll do my best to give you the easiest answer I can. And here we go. Piper Tom Jolly. Club President Chris Mahoney. All the participants are being handed their traditional shot of Drambuie. Drambuie is a combination of Scotch and honey-flavored liqueur, which decidedly tastes like Sunday. We here at Bucks have a tradition that both the participants in the ice and the participants live here in our warm room are offered the shot of Drambuie. And that has been appropriately passed out.
All right, everyone, welcome to the finals, the 7th semi-annual Golden Magnet. Congratulations for getting this far. Despite the fact that it's Sunday, Nancy's not here, so you get to play the innings. Ties will be decided by an extra hand instead of skips rocks, but congratulations and to the play.
The Drambuie is down and it tastes like Sunday, and Tom Jolly takes it like a champ. And let the handshakes begin. As Chris mentioned, all of our final matches will be 8-end games, untied with ties being decided by an extra end. Either And we're set to begin here. We've had our coin tosses made here, and it handshakes and wishes a good curling. And I'm joined by the second man in the booth today, Mr. Patrick Finn. Hello.
Thanks, Dave. Had the pleasure of losing to Cody last night in the semifinals. Got a really nice team. First year curler actually has his lead, which is one of the nice things about the Golden Magnet, is having curlers such as Ryan, who's about to lead off, getting to play with someone like Cody.
Absolutely. We do try to balance the teams as much as possible for it. And it will be Team O'Donnell with the hammer. They're going to be throwing the red stones here on sheet B. Looks like we had a Drambuie malfunction on sheet A already, so the ice crew is going to do a little tweaking there before we get started, because Drambuie is extremely slick on the ice. You said it's Liam? Here comes the lead rock. That's being swept by Jack Santoro and Mummers Bryan. And that is indeed a center line guard. So,
well done.
So Patrick, how's it feel to sit in Many Beer's chair?
Well, I would rather be out there with in Many Beers Place out there, of course, but cannot be anywhere near as entertaining.
Well, he dispatched me, so.
We're still, I think, wondering how he got out there, but he's got a heck of a team here.
Absolutely. So his lead is Marsha Limlaw, who is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I still can't forgive her for that. Second is Luke, I am not your father, Dubin. His vice skip is Mary Fannin, our wonderful, fantastic doer of all things nice here at Bucks County Curling Club and purveyor of baked goods.
You want to be at her table when you're broom stacking, that's for sure.
That's absolutely for sure. We have some friends and family of the participants showing up here today. Definitely some folks that are guests here, and we do welcome them. We'll be here for the next couple of hours.
Looking a little hot here.
Okay, so by hot, we're implying that it has a little bit more velocity than we think it would require to stop.
Well, that's what they called, but it looks like it came down nicely actually there at the end.
Yeah, so it's right there in the tee line, and Mark utters the famous words, "A nice shot, take it out." And Marcia is going to try to do just that, calling for a downweight shot, about 1.5 feet of broom. Just control, says Mary.
Not sure if that's going to come back. We'll see. It's trying, but it's going to hang, I believe, on that line.
Luke's trying to use the force.
That it always works when you go and try to sweep behind the rock, because you notice just got a piece of it because of that.
Yep, it did seem to work there. So
now, Brian, I will tell you, last night this guy was dropping dimes. He had T-weight dialed in. It was definitely the bane of our existence. We'll see what he's bringing out today, but he definitely set up Cody's team really well out of the second position.
And he's really been jumping in to curling with both feet. He's already been helping out a lot with the ice crew. He's a big part of our ice crew on Friday for our Friday night curling. We do have an all-volunteer ice crew here at Bucks.
Looks like the line's not bad, but I'm not sure we got enough weight here. Jack Santoro is one of the better sweepers here at our club. Been part of back-to-back A finals in the Dykes with
Mark Stephenhofer, yeah.
even with his help, just a little short of where they wanted it.
Yeah, it's okay, though. It does cover up that shot stone. Remember, they don't have the hammer here. It is Team O'Donnell with the hammer. So having one under cover is not a bad thing. Asking Luke to draw in. And this one looks to be a little hot, as we say. Again, now what you'll find is that as you consistently throw down the same line, especially early in the game, it will get progressively faster. So it settles into the back of the house. That the house, for those of you who might not be familiar with, is the rings, the 12-foot circle that you see there. It's a 12-foot diameter circle.
Cody's looking for top four here on the call.
Top four, and that would be the 4 foot would be indicated by the yellow ring. This looks like it has the weight, starting to curl in nicely.
And as you mentioned, Dave, leaving this up a little bit as a guard, considering they don't have hammer to block off that path, not the worst outcome.
Not bad at all.
A little tough to tell whether or not they're counting two.
I think they probably are. So by counting two, we're referring to what the score would be. In fact, why don't you go over how the scoring would work in curling? We have 16 viewers. There's a good chance that There's a good chance we have somebody who doesn't curl watching right now.
Well, when you're going on relative to the button, which is right there in the middle, that small white circle, the closest rock scores of the same color, and then you go progressively outward till you get to the next color rock. So right now it appears that we have 2 blue rocks that are closer to that circle, and we just definitively made sure, because that was a great shot by Luke for Cody, to push that red rock just a little further back. So now we have 2 blue rocks closer, which means they're sitting 2 at the moment. And considering they don't have hammer, that's not a bad spot to be in. It looks like Cody's going to try to muck that up a little bit more.
Yeah, going to try to draw another one in with Jack Santoro. Jack throwing vice rocks, as we say here on the East Coast. A lot of I've learned through my travels that a lot of the curling world doesn't use the term vice skip. They just say the third.
So, Dave, they want to leave this a little bit higher, correct? They don't want to let this get down too far.
Yeah, because you don't want
managing it well.
Yeah, you don't want to leave anything to hit and roll off of. Now, I think you have done that. So it's going to be tough to hit roll for shot, but hit and roll second probably. Either way, Mark's going to need a way to get to that 4-foot circle to get 1 for sure. Now, when you're throwing with the hammer, you always want to make sure that ideally you score 2, but you want to make sure that you have a path to get 1. So that's got to get the 1. We'll slash over and get the other one. No, it does jam. So at least Team Clouser sitting 2. We have our B event finals. All of our finals are streaming on our various channels right now. Our B event finals is on the Sheet C stream. Our C event final is on the Sheet D stream. And the D event, which many would argue is the third place game, is on the Sheet A stream. We'll give you...
that was a little too painful for me as we lost in the D semis just a little bit ago, but that's going to be a nice matchup over there between Tim Wood's team and Ian Alexander's. Both teams making a lot of shots this morning to get in there.
You betcha. And I've had a chance to watch a few of Tim's games this weekend, and him and his third Pat Capella, or as he's known here at Bucks, he's Dennis Capella, or Denny. At the Philadelphia Curling Club, he's exclusively known as Pat, but it turns out that Dennis Capella is a much better curler.
Well, it looks like going deep here. They've opened up a little window. This one's trying to come down.
This looks heavy, but if it gets down to the back one and stays there, will probably be shots. No, it's going to curl and finish up. If it finishes to the nose, it's not going to be bad.
It's coming in.
And Mark's not okay. It's 1 for Team O'Donnell at the moment. That's going to give Cody Clouser.
It's going to give him a chance to hit roll under to sit 4.
Obviously, that's a good place to be. Now he's going to try to pop and flop there. Cody Clouser generally plays. He's one of our skips on Tuesday night in our competitive league, and when he plays competitively on the national circuit, he plays third for our own Scott Dunham, who is playing in the B final adjacent.
Line's looking pretty good on this one. Might be a hair outside where he wanted.
Yeah, he's going to make the hit. I don't think he's going to get the desired roll.
Get a little bit of it, but no.
Does take out the one in the back as well, but it does leave him sitting 1, 2, and 3. So now Mark O'Donnell is going to get to throw his first at 2. What do you see him lining up?
I would say it looks like he's throwing a control weight to maybe he's going board. Where would you go, board or control here, Dave?
Well,
try to get that, because you want to get to the inside just to be able to roll yourself right nicely under cover on the top of the button, right?
Yeah, a solid board weight would be good, or control. What we mean by that is a board weight, basically, if the stone were to come to rest unencumbered, it would probably end up around the scoreboard area. And this
looks a hair outside.
Yeah, but we did see them finish late a little bit. It's going to make the hit. Not going to hold on for a shot, though. So
not the desired outcome, but not the worst outcome. Right.
Yeah, so Cody is going to try to choke off the scoring area here and make it difficult for Mark to score a single. Now, when you have hammer, it's always your objective to try to score 2 points at least. And so even if Mark were to get a single point, Cody would consider that a success because he would get back the hammer, the last stone advantage.
I think Cody would really like to tuck this one in, put a lot of pressure on him, having to face 3 to make a shot right here.
All right.
Line looks fairly good. Let's see how the weight is, how they manage it.
All right, here they go. They're on it now. Trying to get it up there, You got to drag it there. It's going to be a little bit light. And it's going to be a guard, so Mark's going to have a shot at his draw. Now, he's facing 2. He has a draw to touch the yellow to score 1.
Looks like he might be thinking about the other side.
Well, I don't know about that, Tim.
I don't know about that one either. You've seen it coming down on the left side. There's a lot of late action that you can get it to come in.
Yeah, the advantage here is that Mark gets to throw the backing on this side, and that can make you feel good.
Which side would you take, Dave? What would be your preference?
Well, I mean,
both of us are sitting here, so obviously we have all the right answers from our games.
It means, now. Well, now let's, for the record, Mark threw a draw and outdrew me by about 3/4 of an inch to defeat me. So right now I trust his judgment.
Absolutely.
But all things, given my druthers, I probably would have played the side we'd been playing.
This has got to.
But here we go.
Here it comes.
We got Luke and Marcia. They're going to get it. They're calling for the sweep to make sure it's there. It's past the guard now. Is the weight right? It's got to get there. You got to drag it all the way. You need a piece of the yellow if you're going to get there. No, you're not.
Cut him down, though, so that's going to be 1.
That's a steal of 1 for Cody Clouser in the first end. So Mark talked to himself a little bit here, but that's no real tragedy.
That's not an easy shot. It hadn't come down that side, not knowing the speed.
Yeah.
They had a pretty good read on the line, just a couple more feet.
And especially if you in the first end, if you give one or you take one, it doesn't really matter. You can just say you lost the coin toss and you forced the other guy.
And the dynamic has changed from the rest of the weekend. They're getting to play 8 ends. So, in the 6-end game, definitely feels like you want to get on that scoreboard first in any fashion to put a little pressure on the other team. Whereas now you're back to more traditional strategy, the giving of 1 in the first end. Now he's got hammer and even ends if he executes.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the traditional strategy for Mark on most days would be to already be on his 7th Miller Lite.
Well, I did see a line out there, but I'm not sure. Was that on his sheet that he had? I couldn't quite count the number. It seemed like it was 2 deep in a rows of 6s. I wasn't quite sure.
It's possible. I mean, I think they're trying to.
He's called many beers for.
Yeah,
for a reason. It's an earned nickname.
Yep, he's trying to build the Great Pyramids of Giza out of beers. All right. So the first one goes right in.
And I do believe Ryan, not only his first year, I believe he's just completing his first session. as a curler. So, I mean,
pretty
impressive job this weekend from Ryan, and having played against him, I never would have guessed it was a first-session curler.
Yeah, curling's one of those interesting sports. If you put a little bit of time into it, you can have get exponentially better really fast, and then get into that difference between shooting 65% like your quote unquote really good club curlers shoot as a percentage, to get into that 85 to 90% where your national level curlers do. That's what it takes years and years and years and hours and hours and hours on the ice.
So looking to cover this up.
Yeah, the first one's in, and Mark got the corner guard. The corner guard's not a bad place to have it. It's definitely by the book strategy.
Looks like it might be a little deep. Looks like he's coming right down to the one he just shot.
Yeah. I think Cody's also allowing for the newer curler here a little bit and setting the broom so that he's happy with both outcomes. Now, this is going to, with the second one in the house, probably going to tempt Mark to hit something already. And that would really...
Either one. There you go. You're set up for success there.
Yeah, there it is. So now
it's a target-rich environment, Dave.
It is. No, so, but see, by that second one coming in the house, it already shifted the dynamic from Mark being in control of the end, having the hammer, to him chasing Cody. So we hear Mary say no handle.
We're going to get the one on the left side of the button.
And now,
get a little roll
will you
under.
get the roll underneath the corner?
Just
it's just going to skid her off. So I heard Mary say no handle. What does that mean?
When we're throwing the rock, we're going to put a rotation on it, which aids depending on which way we want it to curl. And the rotation helps to maintain a consistency. So ideally, I believe we're looking at 3.5 roughly rotations. We'll get a nice consistent from the hog line to hog line. And when you have no handle, it almost becomes a knuckleball out there, where it could start to skid straight, it could start to go the opposite direction of what you expect. Even sweeping it can ultimately influence it a little bit to move in different directions. Not at our level per se, but at the upper levels, they can manipulate the rock a little bit better for us as club sweepers. But that said, it just makes it really difficult on the skip as it's coming down to know exactly what's going to happen.
Absolutely, and if you've ever played baseball and try to catch a knuckleballer, that is... Well, you better make sure you're wearing adequate protection.
No question. That said, they did a nice job sweeping that to make sure that they got one off, and now this rock's sitting open. This is an opportunity for many beers to get control of the end. Luke, usually very consistent, though it looks like he might be a hair inside on this one.
He is a little bit tight.
Looked like he, just as he came out, dumped that just a little bit inside on his release.
Okay, so it sets up a double wing there, which Mark can use later. So,
as well as he's wide open now in the middle, so he's still...
It's not the worst outcome in the world.
Not at all. For the most part, it's managing the mistakes when we're curling out there and making the best of them.
And majority of us are club level curlers. Cody and Scott are definitely able to compete at the national level. Doesn't mean we don't all have our days where we can put a hurting on them, though.
No. We was very fortunate the first night to get by Scott and his team. He's got a nice one out there. We played well that evening.
You guys were the Dunham Busters.
We got by him. I think we were lucky to get him on night one before they started to gel a little bit, as they've made a really nice run to the B final over there.
That is the interesting thing about the Golden Magnet, is a lot of times it's the first time you ever play with that. That's going to get one. It might get the double.
So,
you know what's good enough? It moves the opponent's stones behind the tee line. The tee line being the horizontal line that is bisecting the house, as you can see in the overhead. And once a stone is behind the tee line, a very, very snarky friend of mine from Delco told me that, David, they're never getting any closer.
They're never getting any closer is right.
And I'm sure she's watching.
So it looks like we're trying to hit roll off this. Cody is just not being nice. He's right in my way. I can't see how that rock's coming in.
Oh, and it does gonna wiggle on by. Now, as much as having that stone in front of the tee line is good for many beers, at the same time it is kind of hiding the shot stone. So asking Mary Fannin here to throw a heavy draw down to the back 8 foot. So if made, this is going to be nice because it's going to set them up well, but it's also going to have the side effect of giving Cody something to throw at. So this is a key shot pretty early in the end.
Don't know if the ice has got quite enough curl for this one. Let's see if it'll come off.
It's coming over. It's walking over.
It's coming.
It's walking on over. It's walking on over. It's going to get to the corner of it.
Just short. That's a really nice shot.
That is, you know what? That's a pretty good.
Close. It's there for Jack to be able to knock it through if he hits this right, but if not, could be trouble.
Well, yeah. I mean, it brings a jam into play, and Cody realizes that regardless, it's a rock that has to go because it's shot stone. And this is thrown with a good
outside.
Heavy control weight. This is going to have to curl up. They're going to watch it, and now Cody's going to try to.
It's hanging out there. I think we got your jam possibly.
That's going to be the jam, 1 and 2. And they are able to sweep it out, but now it is Team Many Beers sitting shot. So now he's going to finally get to use those corner guards that they worked on and draw underneath them.
I haven't played on this. Did you play on this sheet, Dave?
Yes, I did.
It will stay in the center with a little bit of weight. Once it does come off and lose a little weight like Mary's did, it'll come over nicely. But if you're up weight like Jack was there, it's going to be tough to get that finish that you would have needed on that shot.
Yeah, I mean,
and Jack was just a pinch on the outside. And
that's all it really takes.
Exactly. There's fine margins.
And it's ice that will reward a good delivery and punish a bad one, which is kind of what you want. You don't want the game to be decided by the sheet. And our ice crew is, I put our guys up against almost anybody, especially for the fact that we're all a volunteer crew. I mean, I have great respect for all the folks who and my friends who are paid ice technicians, but I have been on ice made by paid technicians, and that is not up to our scratch. But a lot of factors go into that. There's the skill of the technicians. There's environmental and facility questions. There's so many things that go into ice. Everybody tries their best. No ice maker intentionally makes bad ice, and if they do, they're going to get fired pretty quickly.
Cody's looking for a little hit roll undercover if he can get that.
They got to go hard for a piece, I hear.
It's dropping.
Hard for piece. Got to try to hold it. Got to try to hold it, and no, it's gonna skitter on by. So
that is not something you often see, Dave. Is Cody
flashing one? Yeah, he just kind of pinched it a little bit, and that's really all it took. You know,
it looked like it might have been a little lighter than what he was intending to throw.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of
looking closer to boardish weight.
Yeah, a lot of times he has Andy Dunham there on the broom there, and that's that's going to help having the elite level sweeper. Not to say that his team wasn't giving it their bestest, but when
there's only so much you can do with holding them. But they did give a heck of a try, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So now Mark has a two-way shot here. He can either raise one up or draw under. So I think he's trying to draw. That looks heavy, though.
That's got to sit.
All right.
I don't think it's going to listen. And it looks like Cody's going to get a second chance at this. And
I think so.
Not often you see Cody miss if he gets a second chance.
I think somebody's got, Mark was, my partner was very excited there to make the A finals. He should be, but I feel like he just needs a little pint of draw weight.
Definitely tough to hit that draw weight where you got a little adrenaline. You get there following out the bagpipe.
Yeah.
You got that shot that's sitting right there. It's almost that open draw is the hardest one.
That house looks so,
so big and inviting.
Yep. Like your mother, Trebek. And
They're staying off it.
Yeah, Cody makes no mistake with this hit. Now, is he going to get the killer roll?
Going to get enough of a roll.
Of course he is.
He's going to get enough. That is about as good as you can get it.
So now he can draw it's going to be a 4-foot draw for Mark to even the score here. All right, Mark, take a big, deep breath. Mark wears a different pair of loudmouth pants for every game. He's found a line, then he looks. Sells into the hack. And here we go. Mark O'Donnell. Final stone, second end. I think the line's good. It's all about the weight.
It's going to be managing this.
I think they got to go. I think they got to go. I think they got to go. You can't leave it short, guys.
I agree.
Come on, you got to be there. You got to go. You got to hustle. You got to hard. Here comes Mary out to help it in, help it in, help it in. You got to get to the yellow. You got to get to the yellow. You're going to get to the yellow. No, you aren't. You left it just a little bit short.
Just a little short. Got on it just a little late. They were definitely wanting it to curl. It was out there, but that just those are the ones that haunt you when you go back.
Oh, and I'll tell you, nothing is more frustrating as a skip than on your front end watched it go down. I will.
You could have been in the back of the 4-foot. That's one of those you almost feel like you can't hurt it. You can't hurt it. You hear that sometimes out on the ice, right, Dave? You can hurt it.
That back 4-foot counts just the same as the front 4-foot. And I will tell you, as a skip, 10 out of 10 times, I'd rather have you brush it through on me.
Yes, and now you get that thing too of now, like you just said. Many beers goes deep. This one ends up being a little short. While it's only 2-0, you start. This is a big end for them because you don't want to let yourself mentally. You're going up against Cody.
Right.
You had an opening. You feel like you missed an opening.
No, I absolutely agree, and it's going to kind of be caught in the back of the head now. Can I really trust him to brush the draw? So it's going to. Ideally, when you throw a draw like that with your last shot, with your hammer shot, that open shot to stick, you intentionally try to throw it 2 to 4 feet short, and let your sweepers bring it in and escort it in.
Absolutely.
Now, when you see that left just short there, it's going to make you more hesitant to just try to nail it.
And you're out wide, a little bit in that frost too.
Yep.
And I think you can curl it back into that 4-foot. It's the information you get from the front end is critical. It's a little tough for us to hear what they said. Mary, got him on when she did, but again, it looks like there was just.
And Mary ran out and tried to dig into it as soon as she could, but ultimately it's going to be that front end is out there. So
now that said, you only gave one. You're only down 2.
Right.
And you've got the hammer. You convert. You get 2 like you want to, ideally with hammer. We're at a tie game. and you get yourself going and get some momentum. So that's where I think this is a huge end for Many Beers and his team. They've been really close. You want to try to set yourself up for success, and he wants to set himself up for success with how he calls this end. A lot of pressure that's been on him on the shots that he's had to make here at the end.
Absolutely. So this could be a very important end for sure. Now,
so already they got one sitting top button. Now this is where possibly having a first-year curler, knowing that maybe you can get one in there, but I tell you, Ryan just threw a heck of a rock right here.
Oh, this is going to settle right down top of it
and push it back. That's a heck of a throw for a guy in his first session.
Yeah, pushes it. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And Mark's going to try to hit that and sit too. Now, taking a look around give you a quick update here in our B final. It was a single point for Kristen Weiss and then a 5 spot for Scott Dunham. He's up 5-1 after 2. We got a tie game after 2 in our C event final between Pearson and Steyer. And we are still throwing.
We're down to Skip Rocks over here on A with Ian Alexander, which it looks like he's in position with a hit that he could be scoring 4. Maybe 5. I'm not sure if that's a biter on the outside, but if he hits and sticks here, they have the opportunity for 5. But it's a tricky little path he's got to come down. So.
And you can watch all those games on their individual live streams on our YouTube channel, Bucks County Curling Club. If you found this, you should be able to find that. And back in our feature match, we just had Marcia, the misguided Cowboy fan, make the takeout. So Cody is going to have Brian try to make the takeout on the shot stone for Team O'Donnell.
And over on sheet A, going down that tricky path, just missed it, so a steal of 1. So we have a 2-0 game over there for Team Wood against Team Alexander.
All right, they're on this one. This one's coming down nicely.
Down right in. Look at that.
Okay, so it's going to be Team Clouser sitting shot rock. Second rock belongs to Team O'Donnell now.
I believe so. A little tough.
After that, it's kind of close, but I
agree with you, Dave. It looks like it's red sitting second.
I think I'm correct. So now
you're definitely correct. You're always right, Dave. It's the best part of playing with you.
Oh boy,
I'm just kidding.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Go ahead, keep going. I'll give you. We'll be here for at least another hour and 15 minutes.
This is coming down nicely.
All right, and Luke makes a nice hit, and it's going to leave Team O'Donnell just like that.
Sitting
See
too.
how quick that script can flip.
So going for the control hit.
Yeah, I mean, there is a double takeout available. It lines up pretty well, but it's also...
this is a primary objective. Brian, if they're able to get that, Cody can guide the rock. That's one of those things that... But right now, I got to say, that looks like he came out a little wide.
Now, Brian being one of our newer members as well, and that is going to find the outside the sheet and stay on the outside the sheet.
It's going to stay on that 4-foot line.
Yeah, Cody is not exactly keen to lose the one in the back, but he just did.
And just like that, Team O'Donnell's got something cooking.
Okay, so now Mark's going to go all in here and play the center guard. Now, that's a shot, one option. I don't mind it one little bit. The other option would be to draw one even on the open side of the sheet.
I think I would have been my preference, but again, we're both sitting here watching, so
we both got
to take that with a grain of salt. Any advice that we might do. There is, and you have to be careful. There is the Cody effect when you're back there, and I know we had it a little bit last night that that Cody can make some shots that others can't that you might not think about as much. But regardless, that ends up being heavy, so whatever we would have done, irrelevant.
That's correct. So now
it's Jackson Toro's turn to throw this pretty much down the middle.
Yep. Jack also, when he's not curling, is an avid golfer.
He pushed that a little to the outside on his release, but it looks like it's going to come back for him.
Looks okay. We're on it to hold it. We're trying to stay in the house with the shooter, and we will. We're going to hit. We're going to roll just a little bit to the side of the 4-foot. Now we're back in that situation that we saw in the end of the prior game with in Kevin Stayer's game, where they start to go back and forth and split in the house war. So looking to hit and stick, and then Cody's going to try to hit it and move closer to the other one and get it to bring a double into play.
Let's see if this comes in. It looks like it's just on the outside right now. It's coming back, and it looks like it's going to be a nice hit.
It's going to hit and stick, and they are spread out
Very
just
nice.
about as much as they possibly can be. Hey, Chris, could you grab a box of tissues out of the cabinet there? I think you might see it. Yeah, on the far side. I saw a guy had to walk across the house to get a tissue. Thank you. No, you're fine.
This is a tricky hit out here.
Yeah.
Tricky shot here for Jack. Looks like he's going to pull this off. But they're going to want to stick here if they can. Looks like it just came back enough to the inside.
And will Mark be able to sweep that out? Yes, he
that's
will.
Just the man in his peak physical conditioning right there. They're getting that done.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
He puts a lot of time into his training to be able to get some weight on that broom, to be able to lean into it. And he definitely used it there. So now Mary's going to look to put it on the wing, split that house again. If they execute this, should lead to 2 for them.
All right, Mary's going to try to throw the split here. So now this is good, because we're starting to manage some draws here again. And the front end needs that confidence back, because it may have been shaken a little bit by losing the skip draw. Now
what's the going deep here, Dave? Where does that possibly open up?
Well, I was just going to comment, the reason why he did that is to try to avoid the double. Because if he had left that on the tee line, or even in the middle of the top of the 4-foot, it would have been, and I want to say a straightforward double, but a makeable double for Cody.
Or if nothing else, Cody could have gone for that and possibly rolled on top of the other one.
And rolled well over and regrouped the stones. So
Cody's going to go the safe route. He's going to take this out.
Yep, so, that's Mark being smart there. And just because we say, you should always play in front of the tee line, sometimes bringing it back a little bit is a smart idea. So what's going to happen here, it's too far to get the big roll, so you try to nose here. Didn't really do it.
But it looks like it's enough that it's counting.
Oh,
I don't know. It's a little tough with the camera angle there.
It looks like it is shot.
It is shot, because there's Mary down ready to call the hit, so it definitely is counting.
That's a bit of a tough break for Mark.
So now this is going to be important for him to stay in the house.
And these hits out the wings are, they can be kryptonite for us. We don't throw a whole lot of them.
You only throw them on this ice if you absolutely positively have to, Dave. But this is going to be really important that they've got to get this to the nose.
Now Mark slid out wide, but it looks like he brought it back with him. And
it's coming back.
Okay, we're on it. Hard to hold it. Hard for peace.
I think they got it enough, but will it stay? They got the.
All right, that just worked out nice.
Well managed.
Man, that's
That was a good recovery. You're absolutely right. I thought he was going to end up on sheet A with how he came out of the hack. That was a little creative shot making right there for many beers.
There we go, and we got a little hug there between the They have been
I
team
could
hugs.
see the smile all the way from here on that one. That was a little oopsie.
Yeah, they've been team hugs now. You know, Mark does have the patented monkey on a surfboard delivery.
So Cody wants to put the pressure on him with a nose hit right here, make him have to, after that last delivery, I'm sure he's wanting to make him have to do it again.
Cody's saying, I'm going to use good form here, but this is going to hit.
And it looks like it's going to stick right there.
All right, so Mark's got to make another hit and stick. He gets his deuce, and he's going to be right back there.
Hit is one, hit stick two.
Absolutely. This
is a massive confidence shot for this game.
Absolutely. This could be your Schlager key shot of the game.
What are on those pants today? What is he wearing?
I believe they're toucans or parrots.
Toucans. Oh, Mary's calling hard.
Okay, it's got a little bit more weight. They should be able to hold it. We're off and on. That's usually a good sign. We're off and on.
I think we're right on the nose. Many beers.
And is it going to hang on? Is it going to hang on? Is it going to hang on? Will it spin back? No.
Just spun out.
Oh, it's gonna be a single point for Team O'Donnell. Marks.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
I think it's what you said. There was a little bit more weight.
And that
Mary, I don't know if they communicated that because Mary called for that sweep. With that weight, wanted to let that rock work. So that's where such a team game. Sometimes you really focus on the person that's throwing the rock, but the importance of you only throw two. And being up there as a lead, as a second, that front engine of your team, if you will, getting that weight to the person in the house, and then the job they do sweeping, that really leads to success. That's a tough one. I don't know, even with that weight, I don't know if that sweep really would have mattered that much, but it was pretty darn close.
I think it was.
You think it would have come back to that nose?
Yeah, I think it was enough because it just cleared the house.
While that deuce would have been nice, it was important for Team O'Donnell to get something on the board.
Absolutely, because we both know that my partner Many Beers enjoys his morning deuce. All right, so the center guard goes up.
Looking to have him drop this one in. What a great experience to be ending your first session as a curler. You're getting to play with Cody. Here you are in the A final. Looks like it's coming over nicely here. That's a nice first rock. That's pretty much exactly where Cody asked him to throw it, just maybe a foot further.
Yeah, so now the question is, do we chase here? And that's the question is answered there. Once again, we're watching the chat. If you want to chime in with anything, put your well wishes. We are paying attention.
Mary's called that being a little heavy.
Looks a little heavy, looks a little wide, which is usually a bad combination.
They do tend to stay a little straight on this sheet out there with a little bit of weight. Might get just a nick. It does.
And it's going to get swept out once again. Mark with that peak conditioning. Now it's got to.
Came down just enough there at the end, Dave. When they do come down on the outside, they will break.
All right, so let's get a better look at Mark's pants here.
Yeah, can we get confirmation? Are those toucans?
I
see flowers.
No, actually no. These appear to be like
they fruit.
Like it's fruit, like the Del Monte, like the Chiquita banana lady used to wear in her hair. Oh.
The sad thing is I know exactly who you're talking about. You're aging us here, Dave. Definitely some flowers.
Do they even have a Chiquita banana lady anymore?
I don't think so. That's the thing.
Chime in the chat. Do they have a Chiquita banana lady, or is that one of these things that's woefully behind the times?
But if they do, Many Beers is definitely sponsored by Chiquita Bananas with those pants.
Absolutely. All your potassium that you need for a day. All right. Now that's an annoying backbiter there that could come back to haunt Team O'Donnell and be good for Team Clouser.
Let's see about the weight on this one. It's coming over.
Yeah, but the news is here that Luke's draw it's actually going to come right down to that and basically remove that from the equation. So even though that's deeper than Mark would have cared for, and is it out of play? I think they're going to quit this.
Yeah, the Blue Rocks looks like it might be out.
Okay,
yeah.
So what they're looking at there is that the entire stone has to be past the back line.
Many Beers might not have minded that staying in just as backing for his own rock.
Ryan.
I have to say, Brian had about 3 of these that broke our hearts last night, where he came down and just curled it right in behind the guard and buried it. So,
well, he can certainly do it, that's for sure. Ryan Hooker has chimed in the chat with both a peach and a banana emoji.
And here it's just a hair heavy, but look at Brian right on the line, putting it in there.
Absolutely. So Ryan Hooker, a fan of both the peach and the banana. Now Luke's going to follow that draw down. Bourbon.
That one looks a little heavy.
Oh, that's way wide.
That looks hot.
Not the best slide of Luke's life.
It did come down a fair amount more than I thought it would, Dave, but it still looks like it's going to be just through the back. So this now affords an opportunity to be able to build towards a deuce or possibly more. This would be a skosh less, as you would say, Dave? Just a skosh less than what he threw before?
Yeah, just a skosh.
What is a skosh again? Just for
a skosh is more than a smidge.
More than a smidge.
It's but less than a bit.
So it looks like it's a bit less rather than a skosh less.
Yeah, and we're not even going to really even get into the difference between imperial skoches and metric skoches. So then there's a whole.
Is there a conversion factor?
There's a whole conversion. You have to divide by pi someplace.
I was told there would be no math today, so I think we're going to have to save that for another night or day.
Absolutely. So Mary's going to try to draw one under there. Mark is still committed to.
The heckle bench is starting to affect.
Steal here. Our heckle bench being located in the former hockey benches.
Club president Chris Mahoney over there.
And is. Now that is just a skosh in the house. Now Cody's sitting 1. He's going to ask Jack to draw a second one in. Ryan Hooker wants to see some power sweeping today. Well, Jack might provide that. He won't do it.
I don't know if we're having a crab walking, though. Ryan, famous for crab walking behind his shots, if you've ever seen him.
Oh, that's
the Hooker patented crab walk.
A little crab walk and then the ejection to the side.
Though I really like that. I forget which Bonspiel that I was watching where they introduced Ryan, I think it was down at Potomac, as the one in the tight tank top. So if you ever watch a Bucks team and see someone wearing a tight tank top, you now know you have seen Ryan Hooker in action. A really nice and well-managed shot there by Jack.
Yeah. Okay, so asking how much that Mary can see. They're going to go for the hit here.
Not the worst thing if they were to clip the guard to open it up.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
They do still also have the whole other side of the sheet at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, Cody is having hammers, so right now having 2 counting.
Oh, and that's going to have the unfortunate side effect of guarding the shot stones right now.
And Cody, knowing that that other side is where many beers could sneak in to make it difficult on him, he's going to put it up there at top 8, block that path, and then it's a rock he can eventually possibly use if he wanted to. So this would be one where when you talk about your plan B, your acceptable outcomes, rather be just a hair short than a hair long on this.
Absolutely, because if it's a hair long, then Mark can bail himself out of the end.
Something he could hit or sit on, whereas leaving this up high. Cody's asking where we are. I'm pretty sure we're in Warminster, aren't we, Dave?
Yes.
What does he mean when he's asking where we are?
We are in Warminster, and I just checked with Greg Wolf. We are indeed in Bucks County. That joke precedes you here.
So this one, I think, definitely went in a little deep and has now opened up the possibility. It looks like Many Beers is going to go for a little hit roll.
And, yep, and this could be his escape path for the end.
And that's that difference of just 2 feet, a little bit too deep.
All right, so important shot coming up from Mark O'Donnell. Hate to say you have a must make this early in the game, but this is pretty close to it. All right, so it's on its way down. It needs to curl up a little bit, and now here it comes. It's going to hit the shot rock, but it's not going to get to the inside. But you might get the double takeout. No. All right, so it's going to be Cody still sitting the 1. Cody sitting 1 and 3. Many Beers sitting 2nd.
Easy to skip up here watching it on video. That's one where maybe could have swept it a little more.
Yeah, but I think
get that.
I think Mary was still hoping she was going to get the roll she was looking for.
Again, real easy to make that call up here after the fact.
It looked like Many Beers just may have had it affected some Mexican food. I saw some fanning action going on.
I will say I thought it was an interesting choice last night. You know, the enchiladas before the 8:15 draw. Had to be careful with your meal choices.
Now, that is very important as a Spiel chair. Now, once when we were in for the inaugural Big Buckin' Spiel, when we were in Bucks County Curling Club 2.0, that's before we built the warm room, myself and my food chair, we made Crazy Chicken Lady. Let's see what Cody's rock does here. Going to make the hit. Now, what's the roll going to look like?
He's getting to the inside. That's a pretty nice roll.
And, you know, he should actually, he should think about playing at Nationals.
I think this kid has a future. I don't know about you, Dave.
Yeah, he's not doing that bad. Not doing that bad.
And there's this other guy over here on sheet C. They're up, 6-1 now, Team Dunham.
Yep, absolutely. But Kristen's got her dignity point.
I'm taking a look over as Many Beers gets ready. Ian Alexander's team got 3 in the third end, so they're up 3-2 on A in the D final. And Many Beers, this is a critical shot here.
Oh boy, this is a must. All right, so here comes this final rock for Mark O'Donnell.
They're
on it for a line. Okay. Well, asking where we're at for the weight.
Weight doesn't look too bad. They got to get it going, though, for that line.
They got to go. They got to go. They got to hurry for the line. Hurry for the line. Hurry for the line. You're by for the line. Now, where is it going to settle? Where is it going to settle? It settles down to the back.
That's it. They had to sweep that to get it by that guard.
At least Cody sitting 2. And He's just going to take the draw for 3 here. Not going to try to get cutesy here.
That's one of those tough ones. You got to get by that guard, even though you.
Absolutely. So we made that. I made the poor decision to have. Well, I figured, I'll get my guests to do some of the cooking for us. So I had a chili cook-off because everybody's proud of their chili.
Oh yeah.
So all of our different participants brought in a chili cook-off, and we had chili for lunch. Then I served tacos for dinner.
You went double. Oh, you went all in. I love that. You just shoved right to the middle of the table. I like the commitment. While I question the decision making, I do love the commitment.
Yes, and then I know the next day try to come up for food for Sunday. I had some ground beef and some of the plastic cheese sauce. Here's Cody with that last roll. Is it going to get there? It looks like
it's there. They're coming off.
That looks pretty good. It's going to be a score of 3 for Cody Clouser. So it's going to put him up 5-1, and the warm room appreciates it.
Well managed on the sweep there for it.
So at that point, Crazy Chicken Lady, my food chair, kind of absconded mid Bonspiel.
Didn't want to claim responsibility?
She just vanished one day.
Vanished on you?
Yep. That was essentially what happened. And so I went and took these leftovers and I boiled up some pasta, threw the ground beef in there, put the plastic cheese on it, stirred it all up, baked it for a couple minutes, and then my good friend Cassie, who's my current food chairperson, said, "Dave, that looks like bachelor kibble." And I'll have you know, they ate every little scrap of that kibble. It had carbs, it had grease, it had salt, it had cheese-like substance.
The 4 food groups is what you're telling me.
It was a well-balanced meal.
Well-balanced meal.
So here we go. Many Beers is going to have some work to do. The score is still the same there, Mark. He looked back at it. It's 5-1.
Now, if this is last night, we don't know if this is a tough spot, but now again we have 8 ends.
Yep.
Can't get it. It's tough to get it all back in one end. Just want to make sure convert, get 2.
Yeah, if you score 2 here, you're fine.
Exactly.
So no reason to panic yet, but there is some reason to be mildly concerned.
No question. Knowing they need the score, Many Bears going to ignore that rock in the house. He needs to get a guard up.
Yep, and this one looks like it's going to
is it going to fight?
Get her into the house.
It's going to skid in on the wing here. Maybe.
Don't run out of real estate. Oh, and it's going to hang on, and it's going to be.
Cody's not even going to. Sometimes you see skips ignore those. He's just going to go right after it.
A tough ask for the new curler.
I was going to say,
here.
But I got to tell you,
That's a tough ask for me.
I wouldn't want this call, but I tell you what, Cody called a couple for him last night, and he nailed them. And I thought it would be a great thing if we were asking him to have to throw hits. But Ryan has done an excellent job. And
okay, get on it right away, and we might. And here we go.
Might have just jinxed him.
Here's that power sweeping attempt.
No, it's a little narrow.
It's already gone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough.
That was a tough ask, but also being up 4, an opportunity. Give him a chance to make the throw.
Sure, absolutely. As I always try to teach somebody how to throw something during the event final.
It looks like Many Beers is going after this rock. Are you going after this rock, or are you setting a guard up?
It's a long time to have the house split for. Really setting yourself up to only score 1 here if you do this, because 1 miss anywhere along the way.
Looks like it's a nice throw.
Yeah, I think I would
get a little roll, but I think I would have preferred to throw a guard.
I think I would have taken advantage. I would have taken advantage of the free guard zone while it was there, and guarded that Marv Albert stone there in the back there.
I agree. Getting that guard up then may also possibly, if there is a slip up somewhere in Cody's lineup, to open up a possibility for even more than 2.
Starting to get giggly here.
We had some kind of a break over there. What?
Oh, we had a fourth end shot break. Proper broom stacking on sheet D.
Oh, it looks like Brian is,
as it should be.
Well, Many Beers has got something going on. There's a.
Oh, there you go. So now the guard's going to come up. Well, he's going to throw a counting guard.
Brian's been pretty solid this weekend. That one just looked like it was a little bit narrow, and it definitely falls off on this sheet, going off the center line that direction.
I'm curious.
Critical stone here from Luke.
Absolutely. I'm curious as to what the shot was for sheet D. Was it Drambuie or was it Vodka or Fireball? This has got to track over. It's going to walk over.
It's looking like a decent shot. Pretty nice from Luke. About where Many Beers asked for. He pretty much.
That's right where he tapped the broom.
That's where he put the broom.
Okay, so.
Luke should go touch himself, pat himself. That doesn't usually happen very often. That the ball goes exactly where the skip put it down. You almost want to do a Costanza at that moment and take the walk off, go out on a high note when you make that.
Yeah, I was still trying to get around to you telling Luke to touch himself.
There's no pat on the back there, Dave.
Not a problem. I'd like to wish all our
viewers. Here's Brian with a nice recovery on this hit. Look at this.
It's going to stuff. So now going to have a chance for a hit back for Luke to have them sit 3. And quietly, Many Beers is starting to build an end here. That is got a bit of a meandering handle on it. It's going to tick, lose just enough gas to hang around, I think.
It got a little collection over there.
There we go. It joins its little brother there in the back. So now Cody.
Target-rich environment for Jack.
Indeed. Target-rich environment. I like that.
Possibility to take them both out. Should definitely get one here.
And they're on it. Here they go. We got Brian and Ryan and Brian.
It's looking pretty nice. We could possibly get both of them.
And it's going to get
coming back
just
a
one.
Bit, just a little bit. It came back on him at the end.
But it rolls in front of it, so it pretty much is going to take that one out of play because it's got Team Clouser sitting second and third. So Mark thinking decisions here.
Like I said, a lot of good things that could have come out from that throw, and that was one of them. And a well-managed shot.
Yeah. Okay. So Mark.
Is he drawing in on this?
He indicated a corner freeze on second shot stone. And, well.
It's a tricky shot.
Yeah.
One that Mary most definitely can make. It's nice to have a fan in on your team, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and especially one that's less hungover than the alternative today. All right. Oh, I just can't stand looking at that star in the overhead. Man, where's T.O. when you need him? All right, so asking for a takeout here. A takeout or a run was the call?
I think we're looking at just a takeout, but if he's just the hair on the outside, he can turn it into that. So one of those shots that I think Cody put him in a spot that he's going to be successful. And it's going to be on the blue.
I think this has got a shot to go right through the hole.
Oof.
Okay, so.
Popped one of them out.
Yeah, Manny Beer is still sitting shot, so now.
Looking to split.
Okay, a little Mary's inquiring as if he's sitting the back one, will they be second shot? The answer is yes. Mark says basically, yeah, that's a great shot if you make it.
Yeah, exactly. We leave that the slightest bit open, but again.
But you know what? If you're anywhere in that vicinity, Cody's probably not chasing that rock. Regardless of where this stone goes, I think Cody is hitting and rolling underneath the zone.
He's going to take that shot rock out most likely. That's right there.
So here it comes down for Mary Fannin. With her,
got to be patient on this one.
With her second and two, this one
might be a touch heavy.
Has all the weight.
It's a little bit heavy.
Oh.
So as we get ready for the next shot, they just finished the fourth end over on sheet A with Team Alexander sealing one, so they're up 4-2 going into the fifth.
Oh, okay, yes, wow. Good comeback there by Team Bad Ian. All right, Cody throwing the hit here will make it very difficult for Mark to get a multiple score here. It'll make him have to throw a skip deuce. All right.
Coming over. Oh, this is looking nice.
All right, and that hit is made.
And now they sit three, and this end has flipped.
That's how quickly the script can flip in curling.
Well, I go back to what you mentioned earlier. It's tough to keep that house split. You miss one shot, next thing you know.
Next thing you know, you went from being in control to being the controllee.
You obviously are much more experienced curler than I, and I've been working on it, Dave. You have that patience you need sometimes to put that guard up, even though you're really tempted to go after either the one in the house or to put one in yourself. That realizing that you're going to need that guard up there. You're going to need something to hide behind, especially when you want to be able to get more than one. You need two or possibly three of those guards.
Yeah, because now there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. So,
and we saw Cody flash one hit earlier today. It's pretty rare to see him flash two in a game. So
now Mark's gonna they're on this one hard to hold it to even get to the shot rack.
Is he going right at him?
Well, he might be able to make a little plan B there.
Little oopsie.
And can Mary sweep it far enough out? She can. So they took the chicken bleep and turned it into chicken salad there.
You know, that's one of their shots, Dave. I don't care how it started. I care about where it ended. We're going to tell the story is more where it ended, because I don't think that was the planned story.
Oh, no, that was definitely not.
That was not the plan?
No.
But the outcome?
If that was the plan, that was just as good as General Custer's plan.
I think Cody's going to look the hit and stick on this one and force him to have to draw around something. Though he will be able to draw to back.
Well, yeah, he's just going to be able to draw from 1 to the 8 foot. This one's hanging out there, but it's going to make the shot.
You throw a little down weight to make sure, but it's leaving it wide open there.
All right, so Mark, draw for one.
Just got to get halfway into the 8-foot.
You know, he can't help but feel a little bit disappointed, but there's no way to really come back from that now. Now you just have to do it. Put your feet back under you.
And this way, you don't have to get too cute. You want to make sure also your front end knows that, it doesn't matter if it's like you said in the couple of ends ago, it doesn't matter if it's the front of the 8-foot or the back of the 8-foot. You've got backing. Let's make sure if there's any doubt we get there.
Yep, and I think Mark just gave them those encouraging words. Now facing 3. Pretty high percent shot, but it's a must make.
It looks like the weight is there.
It's all there and then some. It's going to need the backing.
It is. Here it's coming over. Is it getting by? Really turned there.
It's fine.
But it's going to be a good workout just fine.
There we go. Worked out just fine.
Just as planned.
There you go, partner.
That was the exact call that he had there, a little in-off off of that one to make sure that he rolled in. That's the artistry of many beers with the shot making that he has at his disposal.
And
now he's espousing, letting everybody know.
A little smile there. You know what? Now he can see his way out of it. Now you have 3 ends left here, and you're down 3. So you have time. You have time here. If you're trailing by 3, if you can steal 2, if you steal 2 here, you could even force 1 and take 2 again.
Somewhere in there, you're going to need a steal for multiple problems.
And well, stealing now, I think, this is the end where you have to move all in. Because you can't possibly allow a score in the 7th end. Or only way you can allow Cody to score again is if you steal now.
And exactly. And you're looking at, this is not the ideal first rock. You need a guard up. Cody knows that. He's just going to try to keep this as clean as he possibly can.
Hey, there we go. We have Tara Banker checking in. Man, and making that draw literally scared the piss out of many beers. And, and he's going to take a quick constitutional while this rock comes down.
Well, this is going to be a heck of a sweep job if they hold this. They just might. Looks like it's going to just over curl a hair.
It does. The handle was vacillating and considering reversing.
Just a pinch inside from where Cody had the broom. I think the weight was what they wanted.
All right, so now Mary's going to call for the guard. She's going to, as the vice skip, take control of the house while Many Beers is still indisposed, and it'll be up to Luke to manage this. Looks close. To be pretty good. I mean, maybe Many Beers should stay in the bathroom a little bit longer.
I was going to say. That's slight over curl.
Not that bad,
but
though.
Not that bad.
Those stones are better than edge on edge right now.
This is where, go back to first session curler. He's been doing a great job, but these are the more challenging ones.
And our B event, want to congratulate Team Scott Dunham on their victory. And they are going to be the winners of the B event. And a good showing this weekend by Team Weiss. They're going to be the B runners up.
So this one's going to run by, and now again, Many Beers has got himself an opportunity to build something.
He's going to, I won't quite throw it that close, Mark. I'd throw it a little bit higher than that.
A little higher on the other side. You don't want to get it too tight.
Yeah, you want
it too easy to double it out, or.
Yeah, this is like a late into the game now. You want to have your no doubles defense up. Backline hack is not what they want to hear.
The call.
If it curls and wicks.
It was out wide, so it may come down.
Oh, it's behind. It's
how good is a sweeper is Cody?
He's a
really good sweeper.
He's a really good sweeper.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you didn't want to see that happen. That's for
Luke
sure.
Luke is usually pretty dependable with those, so that's a tough one to see that go by with that opportunity.
All right. So Brian's going to look for the hit, and this one looks to be a little bit wide.
Looks a little out there.
So,
but the weight, it may come back just enough, and it looks like, oh, it's coming in.
It's going to be really close. Enough to make contact, and Cody's not going to be able to brush that one out. So now Mark's going to try to throw another draw underneath, I would think. You have to throw that or a guard. This is very aggressive playing underneath a single guard. It's not really the worst play to put up another guard right now.
Now this one looks like Luke might have overcorrected and is a little late.
And I think, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to get. You are going to get that overcorrection, which is going to be fine. It's
going to come over and be a guard.
It's an acceptable outcome, as Coach Anderson would tell you.
Pretty much most of my curling is about the acceptable outcome rather than the primary.
Absolutely. I think that's a lot of us.
I heard that a lot this week, and that we can use that.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll use it. We'll use it later.
I think it's a usable rock. It becomes something where, I'm really appreciative that many of the more experienced curlers say that, the generosity in their comments when you.
Now, when I'm really disappointed with, and I might say nice color. At least you didn't throw the wrong stone.
You threw the right color stone. I appreciate that. So again, an opportunity now opening itself up here for Team O'Donnell.
Yeah, a step down from that for me is all right. All right, so now those guards are out there. Now that stone is in play. Now in order to be played, it has to be fully over the hog line, and it is.
Mary puts that one under.
And Team Many Beers will be right back in business. So
exactly.
Another key shot, but those are the shots you expect to see in an A event final.
Line looks pretty good, Dave. Let's see how it comes in.
Line's good, looking to manage the weight. Now we got Marcia and Luke trying to bring it around. I think you need to go. I think you need to go. The line's great. Drag it all the way on. Drag it all the way on. Get it in there. Make it a good one.
Yeah, get a red touching.
And that's a fine stone. Right to the forefoot.
That's a really nice team shot. Mary put a great shot out there. Team swept it. Good communication. So now they're going to open this up, it looks like. Or is he coming back to just try to hit it, or is he going for the guard?
I think he's gonna play a two-way shot there.
It looks like it's something close to hack or back line here.
Yeah, he'll be okay with either of them. He's not going to get the guard now. He's going to come in to get the shot stone. That is the question. Only the shadow knows. And now we know that it's going to make it past and skitter all the way through. So
now the plot thickens, Dave.
Yeah, the plot's moistening somewhat now.
As you know, you play a game, especially a tight one like this, you might get in maybe one end where you get an opportunity to really get something here.
And now, see,
this
now
might be the end for Team O'Donnell. If you're able to execute this, you can possibly get that. You talked about needing that steal of 2. This is an end where that's starting to come into play.
And it's important not to jump at it too hard here. I'd actually like a guard here to make it to to secure that steal 1 right now.
Agreed. It looks like.
And it looks like they're electing to sit a third shot in, which carries its own set of risks. Now this is going to come down. It's going to nuzzle on up to the shot rack.
All right.
It's going to leave a double take out there.
This is a glory shot right here for Jack.
Yep, there we go. We heard from Cody there. We picked him up pretty good on the ambient microphone. And he said if he wrecked the guard, it's okay. If you make the double, that's great.
Got the broom nice and tight for that reason.
And this is coming down. It's got some pace on it, and I think it's got just a touch too much pace.
I think it looks. Is that outside? You got a little better view in your chair.
Yeah, that is going to float on outside. So now that little bit of aggressiveness has paid off for Mark, and Mark immediately calls the guard.
We need that guard.
Immediately calls the guard. Going to try to cover that up. All right, so the gamble has so far paid off, and now in order to make it count for Team Many Beers now.
I'm not sure. Is that enough? Where's the broom at for that one?
We're
looking to be just outside the 4-foot with that guard.
Yeah, it should be. The broom should be okay.
I think they just got to be careful because don't want to let it over curl at the end.
I mean, because right now, actually, you probably make a triple if you hit it right. All right, it's all about the weight here. Looks like
it might be. They saying it's heavy?
Yep, and they're going to. I think Mary's going to try to use that red one that's there. Wicket roll. No. Okay, now we're going to come all the way deep. In. Now you're coming in. You might as well commit to it.
Well.
Get all the way in there. And now you're sitting 3 and the double. Okay, so yeah, now it does leave one right down Broadway. Either way, Cody can't like looking at 4 rocks.
Cody's going to go right to shoot for that gap.
All right.
This is one of those shots, if he makes it, this is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Not for Team O'Donnell, of course, but just for enjoying a curling shot. It's there.
Well, no, they're not. Mark says they're all going to go away. They're not all going to go away. Only 2 of them go here. If it's made. When it's made.
They got to sweep this.
Now this looks pretty good. Just fine-tuning it. It's there.
Calling him up.
Cody emphatically asking him to come off.
And rolls it out. Now red is 1.
Red is sitting 1.
And as you said, Dave, took 2 out, not all 3.
So now Mark has a couple different choices here. He can guard his shot rock, or take out the one that's just thrown and lay 4.
They don't even seem to be looking at trying to take that one out, and that's. I don't hate throwing another one in.
Also, I think another thing that they're discussing right now is maybe tapping their shot stone a little bit and sitting 2 that way. I don't hate that.
Exactly. If they come in and just a little wick off of that.
They did just look at the rock down the middle.
You got to be careful. You don't want to, if you did that, you don't want to push it out.
And we heard absolutely nothing out of that.
But based on what the tap of the broom, it looks like they're trying to draw it right there into the top 4, top of the button.
Okay, so.
If they put it right beside it, it makes it difficult to throw a double.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. This is going to be the turning point of the game right now. It's going to go either Team O'Donnell's going to have a way in or Cody's going to be able to lock it down. Here we go, final stone for O'Donnell.
I think it's got to go.
Okay, they're on the brushing.
It's got to go.
We got Marcia and Luke trying to walk it on in. It's past the guard. It's all about the weight now. It's all about the weight. It's all about the line. You're going to get the tap.
That little tap off and roll under.
Going to sit 1 and 2.
Is.
I think that's a pretty good outcome. But we do have a shot. I got a little hug from there. It's hug-worthy. Now does Hugworthy outrank Sponge-worthy?
And you got on me about touching yourself. So is there any way for Cody to – I don't think there's any way for 2, and I don't think he needs to really worry about it. He just wants to get this, just a slight little roll and count 1.
Yeah, he can make a single here. I mean, there is a way to score 2, but it's not required. This is going to have to curl up.
This is hanging out
This is going to have to curl up if he's going to want to score. It's going to have to curl up. It's going to have to curl up. It's there.
It's going to be a steal of 1.
And it's a steal of 1 for Team O'Donnell. And we still got a game.
There's one of the steals that he needs.
All right, so it's a steal 1, and that's going to cut it down to 5-3 going into the 7th end. Taking a look over on sheet A, a further steal of 2 for Ian Alexander, so he's up 6-2. And we got a good score of 3 by Team Stayer, so he's up 5-4 in the 6th with an open house here in the 6th end with Dan Pearson with handle. Back here in our featured match, it's going to be the same script the rest of the way for Team O'Donnell.
They're pretty much committed that they got to steal.
Guards, guards, and guards. Got to really realistically steal 3 ends in a row.
Yeah, giving up even 1, I think it's hard to go score 3 against Cody.
They're going to have to steal 1 in 7, steal 1 in 8, and steal 1 in the 9th. It's very doable.
They were close to being able to get themselves to that last end. But ultimately, you just got to put, in these circumstances, you got to put pressure on the other team. But be patient while you're doing that pressure. Like you said, don't jump it. Ultimately, you're going to need, most likely, a mistake.
A nice tap raised by Megan Bankert there on sheet D is a reason for applause in the warm room. It's available on that stream. Now, here we got Ryan looking to play a rock in the house here. And Mark's going to have to ignore everything in the house right now and throw another guard. That's the one where I'd actually maybe even let it sit in the back. Leave it as a catcher, but that's okay. All right.
Center guard's the call.
Yep, wants the guard from Marcia Limlaw. Member of both the Philadelphia and Bucks County curling clubs. A regular Sunday morning curler.
Again, one of the great features of this Bonspiel is, many of us end up curling many times on just a certain session. We don't see some of the other members because of that. I'm the usual Monday night curler.
Yeah, I hardly ever see you.
I thought you had an apartment here. I see you all the time. I thought you and Pearson had a little loft space hidden up here between the two of you.
No, I had to sign a waiver with my last renewal not to do that.
And of course, I'm never allowed to be here. I don't think many people have ever seen my wife in here at the same time as me. Like, there's often questions whether or not we truly are married. Like, she's also, it's nice to meet some of the Thursday night curlers that she often curls with and actually introduce myself and confirm that I exist.
Well, I still think that it's possible that you guys just do some elaborate costume changes and you're actually just one person.
Well, the easy way to tell is that she is much better looking than me, as many people have questioned how on earth I'm married to her. So make sure that's on the record for the video, so maybe I'll get dinner when I get home after this weekend.
I think that's very fair. So you didn't use your favorite pickup line?
As everyone who knows me knows, the game is minimal, so I'm not sure exactly how I outkicked my coverage.
Yep. Well,
but you know, looking forward. She's going to be playing, as you know, in a couple of weeks. We have an excellent Bonspiel coming up, the His and Hers, and she'll be part of that. It's going to be fun. Actually, for both of us, will be part of it. For us to be here at the same time, participating in the separate Bonspiels held at the same time, which is a really unique and fun event.
Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of work on the ice for that.
Well, you have to help me out because I think we're probably, like, out of the 16 men's team, I would say we're probably the 15th seed. You know, a 5 and under team with some pretty good teams in it, but we're looking forward to having some fun and being able to curl.
All right, and Luke is laying up another guard here, so we got 3 red guards.
That is quite the wall.
All these stones are Team Many Beers friends. And who is ready to predict the winners, event winners for the His and Hers, says Ryan Hooker.
Well, in the His, whenever I see there's a team that has Dunham as a skip, I think that's not a bad one to start with.
It's definitely going to be a good field, and best way to find out is to come on out, and while you can't participate, it has been sold out. Come on out and watch.
Oh, that groan was over on D. Mitch Clouser with an attempt at raise, takeout, just missing it.
And Dan Pearson.
Some high-level shot making happening over there.
Yeah, Dan Pearson saying that that he miscalled the sweep. He immediately gave the Donovan McNabb, my bad, Pat.
We'll make sure we remind him that it was all his fault. Considering, like you said, that you and Dan definitely have a hidden department here. Dan knows probably the ice way better than anyone should. I mean, Dan doesn't curl on Monday nights, but I see him every week as a sub.
He does sub. He does sub a lot of Mondays. I sub some Mondays.
So that's a nice rock that Brian put in there to help out Cody's team behind that wall.
Now, Mark's going to try to use it to his advantage and just kind of tap it back.
This has got potential. Is this by?
Got to hurry. Got to go. Got to go.
Get it by.
Don't know if you want to do that. It's not the worst outcome.
What was I missing on that one, Dave? Why weren't they sweeping?
I just think they missed the sweep call there. That's all.
Okay. It looked like it had a good chance to get right down to where they wanted it. But that said, moving that guard up so you can see it.
It's not the worst outcome.
It seemed like they went to that outcome a little quick.
Well, yeah, but so you know the advantage is now the.
You got one in. They've got to get the.
And the guards are hooked now, so you can't run one of them back.
Yes. But this, I tell you what, I saw this in my nightmares last night. Brian just dropping a rock in.
All right.
When he dials in that T-weight, Brian does a really nice job with that.
Asking if
like
he wants
Cody
to
needs rocks to help him.
The hit of the drill. I think he had tried to. They're talking about the weight choice here. Going to go with board weight. Normal weight. All right, so.
I might like a little less weight here so that the sweepers can manage it.
Yeah.
But you got to go with what you're comfortable in feeling. I think that's ultimately what's most important.
Yeah, I think that's where Mark knows where to put the broom. Well, and that's control. I wouldn't say that's normal, but it looks pretty good. They're on it hard. They got to hurry to get past the guard. They're on it hard. They're on it hard.
And
they're going to get the top one, which is not the worst outcome. It just nicked that top one. Now here's Jack Santoro. Back four is the first call by Ryan. And with it a little bit wide, Cody's going to try to massage his shot.
He's
going to try to get a little hick.
Little hit roll.
Little tick. Oh. Right on through. So now the door is swung open for Team Many Beers. This is going to be.
Just saw this line.
It's going to be a key shot. Going to make the hit and roll here to set up a second steal.
It's pretty much what Mary just threw, the line he just saw.
Here it comes. The weight's similar. Luke confirms that. This one needs to curl up just a little bit.
A little more.
It's on the nose right now.
It's on the nose, so it gets just to the inside.
On the nose, it's going to stay.
Yeah. Just hung out a hair.
It's a good shot. Jack's going to have to address it. He starts by saying, "Dear Stone.
Dear Stone.
I'm going to hit you now." The Phillies hop out to a 1-0 lead. Don't worry, that won't last long.
They're looking at some rocks over on A.
It was a score for Team Wood.
It was close. That's what they were deciding. It was an opportunity for Team Wood to get 2. It looks like they just got 1.
Okay, so Jack made the hit, and we had the roll out. So now Mark's going to draw under. This is the shot that Mark wants to throw. If you told him he had to throw a shot, given all his choices, drawing underneath a couple of 2 guards it's pretty high up in the list of what he would say is good.
These are the shots you don't necessarily want to let Mark have. When he's on, he hits these.
Oh yeah,
this is why he's playing in the A final. So this is the time to.
And the gripper has his its favorite spot next to his backside. And here we go. 2-3
is not what I wanted. Is that the other sheet?
Yeah, I think that was Ken.
Here it comes.
Oh. Good draw by Dan Pearson to get himself out of dodge.
This looks like it's a hair deep.
This has got to slow down. It's got to slow down.
Got to
slow down. Got to count 2.
You do? 2.
You do count
Not
2.
Not ideal, but you're counting 2.
And now you just gave Mr. Cody Clouser an engraved invitation to get to the 4-foot.
And looking over on sheet A, that was actually a steal of 1 for Team Alexander.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Team Alexander. So Team Wood with that shot for 2.
There had to be some unfortunate rollage.
It did. It was just. I watched the shot. Tim's had great weight all week as skip, and it looked like he just might have been a hair heavy and a hair outside on his draw, and it just a little unfortunate.
Okay, here's Cody Clouser with his first skip rock, event number 7.
They're not touching it.
This one's got plenty of line. It's all about the weight here. It has all the weight.
It's got all the weight, and maybe, oh, look at this.
All right, so
now, Dave, you saw both of them sweeping defensively there. What would be the motivation? Usually you see the opposing team doing that. What's the motivation for Jack to be sweeping Cody's rock? Because as their rock, it's their right to sweep it first.
Yeah, there's good reason for both, and both of it involves more room to the scoring zone. Ultimately, I think that the Stone would have been better in the back 4 for Many Beers to make the steal. That's why Cody wanted it deep. If you leave it just in the back 4, if you get there, you're making that scoring zone much, 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 much smaller. And it also lets you draw to the backing there in the 4-foot in a small scoring zone. So now
he took the backing for Many Beers deeper.
Yeah,
doing that.
Right. So now Many Beers has got to nut it and just. Now, with that being said, it looks pretty good. It's all they're on and off. Come on, don't leave it short, guys. Go, go! Oh, dear Lord in heaven.
That's one of those.
Oh, great day in the morning.
This could be.
All right, and Mark says we're good.
This is the ball game. Oh, tough to see that ending.
So
what a great weekend by both of these teams.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Team Clouser, winners of the 2023.
Well deserved. They played an incredible job this weekend by that team.
Golden Magnet Bonspiel. And runners-up, Team O'Donnell. A great run out of that squad. I want to thank all of our viewers and everyone and all of our members. This is our chance to have fun as a club, and we're nowhere without each and every one of our members, and especially all of our volunteers. And while they enjoy being thanked, they wouldn't mind having company.
And I should mention, if you're still looking for more curling, we've got a barn burner over there on sheet D right now, tied up in the 7th end.
Absolutely. You can hop on over to that stream. The guy who knows how to change the audio is drowning his sorrows in beer right now, so that's not going to happen. So I'm going to wrap up our coverage here for the 2023 Bonspiel. Pat, it was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
All right, and thank you very much, and we will catch you for the His and Hers Bonspiel coming up in just a few weeks. Take care, everyone.